Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm doing a review on the G.O.A.T Sports Gear Patriot Lace-Up Boxing Gloves. So check it out. Hey guys, Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on the G.O.A.T Sports Gear Patriot Lace-Up Boxing Gloves. It comes in this one colorway with the white, dark blue, and red to go with that patriotic look. It is a lace-up only boxing glove, and you can get it anywhere between 8 and 16 ounces. I decided to get mine at 8 ounces. G.O.A.T Sports, G.O.A.T meaning greatest of all time, that's what the acronym stands for, is a company that's actually based out of Australia. The glove itself is 100% genuine leather construction and is manufactured in Pakistan. Now look at this glove design-wise. It has a very clean look with the main color being white, and then you have that contrasting color with the dark navy blue as well as red. It does use a 5-layer, multi-layer foam padding that goes over the knuckle area. It does have more of a medium to firm density to it. You can see the G.O.A.T is printed vertically on the glove, so you have the G.O.A.T with the 3 dots in the middle. Coming down to the wrist section, you have kind of this protruding piece right here of padding for the back of the wrist that has kind of a nice soft supple feel to it. The G.O.A.T Sports Gear shield and logo right there on the back of the wrist. The 8-ounce weight tag, red piping all around the bottom cuff. Nice long flat white laces. One thing I like about these laces, they're very thick and they feel very high quality. You know, as far as laces go, this is probably one of the better laces I've seen in some boxing gloves. Sometimes other gloves that have flat laces, they're kind of like that thin ribbon style lace, or you have the ones that are feel very cheap. So I do like the fact that they have this thicker style lace that feels just a little bit more durable and high quality. The back of the wrist has, I'd say, maybe about a ½ inch of padding on the back of the wrist. The inside is a smooth tri-cot liner. You have the G.O.A.T Sports tag on the inside there, as well as where the glove is manufactured and your warning info that you typically see. The inside of the wrist, you have, I'd say, maybe 1/4 inch of soft density foam padding on both sides, coming up to this side right here and on that side. You'll notice that the dark blue on here is very dark, and depending on the shading and the lighting where you're at, it can almost pass for black, but it is actually dark blue, just depending on how you look at it. It does say B grader written on kind of that cursive script on the thumb side. You have the white piping on the thumb, the red on the inside of the thumb, the ventilated holes, an attached thumb right here that's in white leather, ventilated holes right above the grip bar, and I'd say a medium-sized grip bar that has a good amount of firmness to it. And you can see just the positioning of the thumb compared to the rest of the glove. And the leather itself, I'd say, is more on the satin to matte side of texture when you're looking at it. I'd say that the dark blue is a little bit more shinier than the white on there, and it's really hard to tell with white too because it's not as reflective as some of the other darker colors. Quality wise, these gloves are pretty good. I would say that the only issue I had with this particular glove is the stitching on the right glove was double stitched on some areas where you can see where they would cross over, but other than that, it looks really good. The leather on here is I'd say above average. I would, to me, the leather on here reminds me of like a Title boxing product. I was trying to think in my head of what I can compare this glove to. It does kind of give me a kind of a generic Pakistan glove vibe. Outside of the aesthetics of the glove, just the shape of it and the type of leather that they use is something that kind of reminds me again of like a Title boxing glove or even something from Ringside in terms of the quality of the leather that they use here. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something I kind of use to give you guys perspective, because again, this is not a very well-known brand, so you're not going to see a ton of these gloves out there, so at least you guys have something to reference that too. But you can see there that the stitching looks pretty good overall as far as symmetry goes. The gloves are pretty much on weight. These are supposed to be 8 ounces, and they came right in at like 7.9 and 7.8, so they're relatively on weight for what you're looking for. Obviously, if you're going with a lighter 8 or 10 ounce glove, You're not going to be using these for sparring, or at least I wouldn't recommend that. This is going to be more for bag work, hitting the mitts, and other things around the gym as far as training goes. You can see where the thumb meets the index finger, looks pretty clean. Another thing you also notice with this is they use almost like two different colors of thread. And you can see the thread on this part right here is red, and then the thread on the other sections of the glove is white. So coming across the grip bar, it's white. Obviously on the palm side, it's all white there. The stitching on that side looks okay. But you'll notice like right in here, it's red. So I don't know if that's by design that they used a little bit of different colors of thread on some areas of the glove, like on this little corner, as well as where the thumb meets the index finger right here. You can see it contrasting between that blue, that navy blue, and the white. But it's just something I noticed and kind of inconsistent. The glove is well balanced, so it's an 8-ounce glove. There's not going to be much to it in terms of a lot of padding. But you can see that just holding up the very bottom of the cuff and on the front, that it weighs nicely. It has a good distribution of weight, and it's very well balanced, which is something I often look for. You don't want to have a glove that has that little midsection and just kind of flops around. The laces, again, are really nice. The symmetry between the gloves as far as the shape and the size of the glove is pretty much perfect. You can see the leather on the palm side on this looks really clean, and the foam hasn't broken down. Other than that, I mean, it looks good. They are white gloves, so they're going to get dirty. You'll see that it picks up dirt pretty easily. Just something to be expected with a white glove. That's unavoidable unless you don't use them. But other than that, you will get dirty. So that's the only, I guess, drawback is maintenance with a white glove. They're going to get dirty. Just clean them off, or just don't clean them. It's completely up to you. But you'll get that. But other than that, I'd say the only areas I would be concerned with is really the stitching. Outside of that, the rest of the glove is pretty solid. Comfort-wise, I feel that's probably one of the best points of the glove is going to be the comfort. An extremely comfortable glove. You slide your hand in there. I love the tri-cot liner that they use. Another thing I notice is in the hand compartment area up in this region, they use kind of a softer, I wouldn't even necessarily say, like maybe like a piece of foam or fabric that acts kind of like a buffer between the foam they use in the inside for the striking and the actual foam that rubs against your hand. So that's nice that it's nice and soft. I could definitely feel the grip bar, and the glove is nice and broken in. It has kind of a nice soft broken in feel to it, which I love. Thumb positioning is perfect. The thumb isn't too short. I don't feel like my thumb jams at the tip. You can see when I pull down and make a fist, it ever so slightly maybe pull down just a little bit, but not enough to, there's some gloves out there that you kind of pull down and it like folds the tip of the thumb over, and you don't get that with this glove. The piping on here feels really good, even for an 8-ounce glove. If you do have larger hands, this being 8-ounce gloves, it fits my hands perfectly, to be honest with you. So anything larger than this will definitely be roomy enough for those of you that have bigger hands or longer fingers. The wrist support feels, good, solid for what it is for a traditional style lace-up boxing glove. Also, there's a piece of neoprene at the very tip of the fingers right here between the stitching between the white and the navy blue leather, which kind of imprints the more you use it. But overall, a very comfortable glove, and I'd probably say that's the highlight of this glove, followed up by the padding. So now, protection and performance, I'd say that this glove is a hair on the more protective side. You definitely get a good pop and bang out of this glove. It does have a nice flat punch surface when you land, but it does offer a really good amount of shock absorption and feedback, which is really great for an 8-ounce glove. I could imagine the 14 or 16-ounce gloves would be really good for sparring and doing bag or mitt work. It's just depending on what you're looking to use these gloves for. But the padding consistency to me really is perfect for really anything in the gym. It's not overly stiff, and it's not super soft and broken into where you feel like you can do a lot of damage on your sparring partner if you were to use these for sparring. So I'd say if it was balanced, I'd say it's a step above that in the protective area with the firmness of that 5-layer of foam padding that they use on the inside of the glove. Cost-wise, these gloves are $200. I think that's definitely a little bit overpriced in my opinion for a glove like this. It's a good glove, but based on just the quality, the kind of leather that they use, I feel like this glove to me would be more like a $120 to $140 glove, especially for a brand that's kind of relatively unknown, that doesn't have its product out there yet. To me, it would be better to kind of reduce the price on the glove and really showcase what this glove can do before asking for kind of a premium price on a product. I mean, if you think about it, like there's Reyes gloves that are 180, 190, and gloves out there that have kind of a reputation already that's built itself. So I think $200 is definitely on the high side. Too much in my opinion for this kind of glove, especially because I feel like certain aspects of the glove, although it's solid, it feels like something that I can probably, you know, I wouldn't say make myself if I were to go with like a Pakistan manufacturer, but it kind of gives me off that vibe. And just the type of leather that they use, the shape of it feels that way. So again, not a bad glove. I just think that the pricing is off. I feel like, again, it could be more a 120, max is like a $140 glove. Just because the market is so saturated. You have so many companies out there, Tidal, Rival, Phenom, Fortress. I mean, there's tons out there. There's so many brands now that I can't even remember because there's so many brands out. And then you have the Mexican gloves that are made in Mexico that are very competitive. New Sporting, you know, Gill, Lopez. There's so many gloves, and they're all kind of fighting in that market space and price range. So to me, if you're coming out with a glove like this to make it more attractive, I think you have to price it more accordingly so that you can really gain more of a following, and then from there you can really kind of readjust and come out with better products. But as it stands, I personally wouldn't pay maybe more than $120 for these gloves. Not to say that they're not a good glove. I'm just, you know, speaking on experience from what else is out there available on the market. So if you have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these GOAT Sports Gear Patriot boxing gloves. I'll see you guys later. Take care.